What's that?
I was going to
man,
say
it's
one of
perfect.
those that likes technology.
All right, folks, so it looks like we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Lab. And today we have a very special guest. But before we introduce anyone, I'd like to first welcome you on behalf of Drew Swirsky from the Lee Real Estate Group, Tyler Holloway from the PC United program, and yours truly, Eric Quadros from MAPS Business Coaching. And tonight we have the privilege of honor of welcoming Justin Freishtat. Did I say that correctly?
So close, so good. We'll accept it.
He's the VP of Sales for Heartland Foods. Welcome to the lab, Justin.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Excited to shoot it around with you guys.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. So we're going to dive right into the lab, man. So first question we got for you today, man, is tell us a little bit about Heartland Foods, man. What is it that you do? What does it entail? So we can dive into the lab.
Yeah, so we're you could say the leader of high-end food delivery service, farm-specific products, meats, vegetables, but we also do all your household groceries too. So a little bit of everything, except we don't get you totally out of the store. You still got to get things, perishable items like milk, bread, eggs, yogurt, stuff like that. But other than that, it's a complete custom program. So you get all the things that you want and none of the things that you don't.
Man, I'm telling you, I was looking at your website, and I guess it's so appealing, especially when you're hungry. Except it wasn't easy to look through. There's so much meat that right at the beginning. This is the time of barbecue. The holidays are coming, so especially in today's day and age with all the stuff that's going on now, with COVID and people being not able to get out of the house. Tell us a little bit about how have you guys work through this process, right, during this season to ensure that you guys are still having a profitable business?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, with all businesses, there's a rapid adaptation going on here to deal with the issues for us, making it safe for our customers, but not only on the delivery side of things, but also our employees. So pretty much what you see across all delivery services or anybody that has contact with the customer base, all the PPE products, so gloves, masks, and being that we are a food delivery service, something like COVID is about as bull market as it gets for a company like us. So we had a lot of internal challenges. I mean, when your orders go up exponentially overnight, about 4 times what you're used to, it's more trucks, it's more employees, it's a lot of stress and burden on the people that are in those systems. So I mean, we had people working over 100 hours a week just trying to keep up with the volume and making sure all those systems didn't break. The ordering side of things, packing the orders, and then our suppliers, which since our supply chain is not the mainstream, so you've got the high-end farms that go to restaurants, services like us, and then you have the next layer of the supply chain, which is what goes to all the masses in the grocery stores. So when those shortages were going on, we didn't experience that. So we were just being flooded by everybody just trying to just get food. So it went from most people getting our service just for cleaner, safer, healthier, niche kind of service to just everybody just wanting food. So it was a challenge, but we were able to work through it, and all deliveries got done pretty much on time with minimal service tickets. So we were pretty happy with how it all rolled out.
That's outstanding. I mean, just the ability to adapt and overcome and to work through the processes. Tell us a little bit about the lessons learned. What are some of the things that you specifically as a VP of sales, had to face? Because I know that there was some difficulty, not only from the supply chain perspective, right? From the time that you get a client to the time that you get it to the client, there's things in there that you have to deal with. Not only, the logistics of it, but the specifics on personnel and how they're able to adapt. So what are some of the lessons learned that you learned through supply, chain management that got you to say, oh man, this is like interesting, intriguing, and and you were able to accomplish it? So what are some of those things?
Yeah, on the sales side of things, we had to change quickly because normally the way that people get introduced to our service, we come to your home, we bring a sample pack of products that you would want to try. So you would get some steaks, chicken, vegetables. So our representatives will come to your home, actually do a cooking demo for you, and then design you a custom plan based off the products you want to get. So literally overnight, that was out the window. People are not letting you come to their house during COVID. So we basically had to redesign our entire presentation to be done over a Zoom meeting. So lots of things had to be created to be digital, and we honestly didn't know how it was going to go because most people before they buy something, especially because we deliver in bulk, they want to try it first, right? So that's why we normally come to your house and do that cooking demo before you buy it, because the food pretty much sells itself. It's so good. So but yeah, we were able to do it. Had to just redesign everything to be done on a Zoom meeting. It's not something I'd ever even done before. So I screen share, using things like PDF readers and whatnot, so that the paper stuff that we would do in person are being done digitally on screen share, so you can show all the pricing and how the different membership options work and all that stuff. So really got a lot of support and help from our marketing team too, to kind of develop those images that we needed, and online forums, things like that.
Excellent. All right, so Ty, I'll let you take over, man. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin, I am super excited about this because I love the concept of farm to table, right? And local businesses, and being able to give a better product and something that's more loved and been taken care of. And some people would even say done the right way. And I mean, I love to barbecue, right? However, on the other side of that, I do want the animals to be taken care of well while they're alive and all those kind of things. So can you talk to us just a little bit about the farm to table market, what that means and how that benefits the consumer?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very broad, long conversation, but I'll address the first one that you said, humane animal handling. That is a huge criteria on how we select the farms that we're going to work with. So all the consumer really has when you go into a grocery store, really, everyone's kind of conditioned when you're looking at your meats. Is it organic or is it natural? They funnel you into those two areas, and it's just way more complicated than that. The example I always give is arsenic is an organic compound, doesn't mean you should eat it. So when we're looking at farms, we'll say it's something different for each animal. So if you're looking at chickens, we want to use a heritage breed chicken that hasn't been modified, because even the organic chickens, if they're breed modified to go to 7 pounds in 47 days, that's the typical lifestyle of the chicken or the life age of harvest age of chickens you buy. So if they're getting that big that fast and they can't support their weight, they can't really walk. So you have people that are spending extra for things on the packaging. It'll say free range, cage free. Well, if the breeding wasn't correct, or you gave them growth hormones or any of this other stuff, that chicken can't walk. So there's nothing humane about that. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a product you should get. So heritage Hubbard breed, that's Murray's Family Farm, Pennsylvania. That's what we use for chicken. It's certified humane. And then on the beef side of things, for instance, we use the terminology pasture raised, because what you're going to see on all your grocery store packaging, things like grass fed, it's not what people think. So you're still in feedlot confinement. Animals that can't really free roam. It's very stressful. Their cortisol levels are elevated, and they just fill those feeder bins with hay instead of corn. They're essentially feeding them dead grass, and they're labeling that grass fed, and you think it's a good product when you're buying it in the store. So farm selection's everything. These animals are supposed to eat fresh forage. So a pasture rotation protocol, the herds are being moved, all that's being managed. And the only way to kind of know that these things are true is to deal with specific farms where you can verify that stuff. On the harvesting side of things, a lot of people don't want to hear about this. So if you're one of those people, go on mute for a second. But especially when it comes to cattle, so Creekstone Farms, they use Dr. Temple Grandin. If you've ever heard of her, she's a famous animal welfare sciences professor from Colorado State University. And she designed their processing facility. And it's designed so that the animals don't know what's happening. They come funneled around the corner where they don't see the guy in front of them, and keeps the cortisol levels low. And then they get a silent bolt gun right through the brain. So it's instant, they don't feel anything, doesn't scare the guy behind them. And on top of that, they actually suspend the steer in a canvas, and it kind of simulates hugging as they go through the processing facility and just completely relaxes the animal. So we can get really into the weeds on everything, but that's very important to us, the human animal handling aspect of the animals.
Well, and keeping it short, because I know Drew's going to have questions for you too. what you just talked about it with being a kind of a niche market that's exploded. How did you get into it? I'd love to learn a little bit more about you and why you chose this for a career.
Yeah, so it is a family business, so I grew up around it. That definitely influenced the passion I have for quality food, and I would say I probably wouldn't have it if I wasn't exposed to these things, because 99% of people have no clue how their food ends up on the table or in the store. So yeah, this was our company was originally the Dutterers family out of Baltimore in 1939. My father bought it in 2003, I believe. And at that point, it was just a delivery service, no different than the others. He's a competitive bodybuilder. So when he got out of his last business, it was kind of like, yeah, he basically was like, I'm doing a food company. I'm going to go find the cleanest, safest, healthiest foods and basically create a delivery service out of it. So, I mean, I started off when I was 14, warehouse work, marketing stuff, handing out flyers at shows or whatever. And then I did deliveries for all through school. So I did 4 years of that, and then went into the sales side of things. Did about 9 years of in-home sales with the whole product. So I mean, I've kind of done the whole thing, and it's just been great. I'm just glad that we're fighting factory farming and helping people live cleaner, safer, healthier lives.
I love it. Drew, did you lean forward?
I did.
All right.
Thank you for noticing.
Justin, he gave us a lot of crap the other day. He was like, I didn't get to answer any questions. We were like, okay.
So
it's your turn, Drew.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you guys allowing me the opportunity here. I'm grateful. Tell us a little bit about you though. Like, what do you do for fun? Do you have wife, kids, spouse, significant other, anything? What do you do for fun too, man?
Yeah, got married last summer, so it's new for us. But
sorry to hear that.
My wife. yeah,
just kidding. Congratulations.
Threw in the towel. Yeah. So, but we've been together for 7 years. We got a dog. We got Nikita. It's just the three of us here. For me, huge health and wellness nut. So I work out at Icon Gym here in Ashburn. Dave Shuttler, great guy. You might want to have him on too.
Yeah, bring him on, man. Bring him on. Invite him.
Look it up.
Yeah. So doing that, I played hockey my whole life. So I still do that now. I play in a couple of amateur leagues around here in Northern Virginia. So yeah, between Heartland, hockey, and working out, it's 7 days a week, some sort of physical activity. So that's serious passion for me too.
That's awesome. Do you think that like your health and your wellness and your love for hockey help drive your your business mind and how you approach business?
I think it definitely,
because I always think that kids that are good at kids that can be coached become good adults, right? At working and understanding. So I just want to see if you think there's a correlation between the two.
Definitely. Yeah. And you learn how to fight through adversity, right? You get those emotions at a young age where, major disappointments, setbacks, not winning when it's really important to you, and having to go through all that stuff as an athlete. Just the training, how grueling it is. I played at a pretty high level, and at points like, injuries, fighting through that kind of stuff. All that just, I think, kind of prepares you for just the adversity of life. You're going to get hit. It is what it is. Things are going to happen to you. Well, they always happen because of you, right? You don't have that victim mentality. So I think that's definitely developed through sports. And, I couldn't really find anything that I wanted to do in college. So I was really just there to play hockey. And I guess if I learned anything, that's pretty much what I learned is at some point you got to grab life and make it happen. It's not gonna, if it happens to you, it's never a good thing.
Hey, cool. So, all right, go ahead. So I'm sorry. There was an awkward silence there. That's good. First word.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was going to ask him about scaling business.
Go ahead, man. That's perfect. That's actually, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
So hopefully I'm piggybacking right off what you were going to say, but Justin, you just had to scale a business very quickly. We got a lot of business owners in here, and we never know what circumstances are going to come up that might drastically change our business. It's one of the reasons I was excited that you were going to be on today. Can you talk to us a little bit about your advice to any other business owners in here on taking a look at their business and scaling it rapidly like you just had to do?
Yeah. Well, whether I guess it's a little different when you're planning to scale your business versus you wake up one day and it's scaling in your face. Um, I would say in that scenario, like what we just went through, it's just, man, it's all about the people you have, because when everybody's got to step up. I mean, we had people that, are not, our hourly employees. I mean, everybody, the whole culture of the company, everybody, yes, it was stressful. Yes, there were some heated moments, but everybody stepped up and just did what had to be done for the greater good. And I think having those people in place, mostly for me, I've been a sales guy for 9 years. So it's been taking care of my customers, working my little business within the business. And then this whole thing happened, and some people, like Lisa is our operations director. She, between her, our marketing director, Laura, I mean, all these people basically had to sometimes do jobs that weren't even their jobs. I mean, we had the owner of the company is packing orders in the freezer, showing up at the warehouse at 4 a.m. and, whatever had to be done, buying trucks we had to build onto our freezer. So, I mean, logistically, it's really just putting in those hard hours and just having the right people that can work together to just do what needs to get done. I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, it's just putting in the time and the work and just leaving the excuses behind.
That's absolutely what it takes, man. And it's always that if we ever want to grow any type of business, we need the right people. You're absolutely right, especially in times like true leaders rise in times of uncertainty. And anyone in your organization is potentially a leader, right? To some extent. So let me ask you, how big is your company currently? How many clients do you currently take care of?
Clients. So when people sign up for our service, they buy a membership, and it's a lifetime membership, and they use it whenever they want. So we're not the type of business that's going to auto ship you something on a schedule. You get your bulk order. It's designed for 6 months. It may last you 7 or 8. You might be in the State Department. You might go overseas for 2 years, come back and pick up where you left off. So it's really hard to look at what the customer base is, because at different times people are placing their orders. Total in the system in the history of the company is, I think, around 20,000. But that's going back all the way to, way back in the 1900s. Sounds like, I guess that's way back now. But so I mean, it's definitely several thousand families that are ordering on a pretty regular schedule, and then you have people that order every now and then. So, but it's definitely in the, I would say, 5,000 to 10,000, somewhere in that range.
What do you see yourselves? What do you guys see yourselves growing? Like, is this localized, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, or like, is there, an opportunity for growth beyond the DMV area?
Yeah, the opportunity for growth is huge. So right now we're just the Mid-Atlantic, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania through Richmond. Okay. We did last year buy a company, failing food service down in South Carolina. So we have that little hub going. My sister and her husband are running that down in South Carolina right now. So the opportunity for growth is huge. There aren't many other companies in our space. And the ones that have the same model as us, some of them have good food quality, some not so much. But we're definitely planning on expansion. It's a careful thing. You don't want to grow too fast and have the business implode or other things like that. So Pittsburgh is the rumor of our next. We're going to start expanding west, and then maybe eventually we'll connect the whole territory down from South Carolina up to Virginia. So
that's pretty cool. So now let's say, me, Drew, and Ty, we decided we want to be your clients. Like, how would you do a needs analysis for us? Like, let's say we all want to go on keto or something. We want to eat a lot of meat, and we want to stay healthy. I guess we want to become bodybuilders. Like, what will you talk to us about?
So I mean, if you want to become a bodybuilder, the first thing I would say is nutrient density is not something that you can see on a label. So, you think you're buying chicken, and it's chicken. These two different chickens, I could feed the exact same amount of grocery store commodity chicken to one human and our chicken to another human. This guy's getting the better results. It's just the way it is. You're looking at 1 gram of fat in a 4-ounce serving of our chicken breast. Commercial chicken can be up to 6. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's all about how it's raised, what they're fed, all that stuff. So the first thing I would say, if you're trying to get into bodybuilding or any really type of dieting, is start measuring your food. I think you have to understand the consequences of food before you're going to get any progress. So getting one of those macro apps, whether it be MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, just starting to diary your food daily so you can understand the consequences of the things that you're eating. And then once you get that done, we can actually put together a plan based off of your height, your weight, your goals, all of that, because nutrition is a science. It's absolutely a science. And a lot of these things that you read, depending on your body type, maybe keto is the right situation for you. Keto would be disastrous for me. I would be emaciated. I would go to nothing. Like, I need at least 200 to 300 carbs a day, depending on my training, like grams. But I know that. So you start to learn your body and what you're doing to get whatever goals you're going for. So I would help you basically design a plan based off that. And then, with your regular meals, and we would scale that out. And then of course you're going to have, dinners with the family or cheat meals, and we can get your briskets and all kinds of other great stuff in there, sausage, whatever your favorite, bacon, it doesn't mean you can't eat bad foods, but we're going to diary it and kind of understand the consequences so you can manage that and not destroy your results at the same time.
Outstanding. You guys got any last questions before we go on rapid fire? All right, so Justin, we're going into the rapid fire session of the lab, and what you have to do is do the best to answer the questions as best as you possibly can, as fast as possible. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go. Drew?
All right, Justin, I apologize in advance for these, and don't put me in the penalty box. I know you're a hockey guy. All right, so if a box of ribeyes accidentally got shipped to my address, would anyone know?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. How many hockey fights have you been in?
Too many. Let's say, I don't know, 4.
Are those all your teeth?
Real ones?
Are those all your teeth?
These are fake. I had to get them rebuilt after I was done. Yeah.
Hockey players. I knew it. New York strip or ribeye?
Ribeye all day.
Gun to your head, McDonald's or Popeyes?
McDonald's.
Favorite quarantine meal so far?
Wagyu tenderloin.
Sheesh.
Goodness.
Yeah. What's the one junk food you have a weakness for? Snack food, sorry.
Pretzel. All right. Peanut butter pretzel pillows.
I love those, man. I love those, by the way. Last show you binge watched?
Oh, I don't know.
That's okay. Last book you read?
Last book. Shoot, let me go look at my Audible real quick. Let's come back to that one.
I'm gonna guess that your favorite sport is hockey.
You got it.
Favorite hockey team?
Washington Capitals.
Perfect. Okay, here's the $1 million question. Do you watch football?
I do.
Favorite football team?
Washington Redskins.
He said that with reservation.
Yeah.
And the last book I did was Raise Your Game by Alan Stein.
All right, guys, write that down. If you're a business owner, read that book. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it. That was awesome, by the way. Hail to the Redskins and no one else.
Yep. Maybe someday our day will come back.
Someday.
Maybe.
All right, so now we're in a part of the lab, Justin, where we let everyone know where they can find you. So if you could just share that with them, that'd be great.
Yeah, heartlandfoods.com. It's HEARTLAND. You can go to my Facebook page. That's where all what we call the Heartland family, the network on Heavy Reps page. So it's just Justin Freishtat. And you can go to our Facebook page too, just Heartland Foods.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. On behalf of Drew Sorsky from the Lee Real Estate Group, Tyler Holloway from the PC United program, Eric Quadros from Mass Business Coaching. Thank you, Justin, for being here with us today. You heard it here first. You got to go and get some good foods from Heartland Foods, man. They got everything going on. If you want something that's specific to you, they'll be able to sit with you virtually or physically and make you happy, put a smile on your face. So, Justin, once again, thank you. And we look forward to continuing to see your success.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
You got it, man. Talk to you soon.